Anyhow, moving on from that, Kalamazoo Resources has key tenements in the Victorian goldfields and the emerging Pilbara area, and this week has been granted an exploration license adjoining its Castlemaine gold project in central Victoria. It's a big country, and to walk us through it is Kalamazoo Chair and CEO Luke Reinehr. Luke, welcome to Ausbiz. Thank you so much for joining us. So talk to us about this area in Victoria that you are looking to hopefully strike gold.
Thanks, Nadine. Yeah, look, we've been involved in the Victorian goldfields now for 2 or 3 years, and it's a consequence of what happened a couple of years ago. A Canadian company called Kirkland Lake took or purchased a large exploration license and mine just out of Bendigo, and it's now turned that into what's now considered to be the world's richest underground gold mine, producing about 600,000 ounces of gold a year at about 40 grams a tonne. And just to put that in comparison, in WA, the average grade is about 1.8 grams a tonne. So this is an incredible achievement by this company called Kirkland Lake, and it's been led by probably the world's #1 gold investor and billionaire guy called Eric Sprott, and he's been chairman of Kirkland Lake, and it's now created what's considered to be a gold rush here in Victoria. And we are very fortunate in the last couple of years as we've picked up 2 very large gold fields just to the south of this Fosterville mine at a place called Castlemaine, and also South Buckleford. And yeah, it's been a very exciting time for us.
Luke, talk us through this Queen's tenement that you've gone and acquired. What does it offer in terms of what have you seen in test drills in other sites that surround it?
Yeah, it's got similar geology to what we've seen at Fosterville. But I guess the interesting thing is that this Queen's tenement is next door to our Castlemaine project. And Castlemaine has historically been considered to be the world's richest alluvial gold field. And what they mean by that is gold at surface or shallow shafts or mines. And in the 1850s and 60s, almost 5 million ounces of alluvial gold was come out of Castlemaine. But this has, I guess, raised the question for us, is that as we've now seen at Fosterville, where at depth they're finding this incredible grade and resource, is that at Castlemaine, which is just about 45 kilometres to the south, where's the hard rock source with all this alluvial gold? And that's the challenge for us, and that's what we've been doing over the last 12 months. We've started drilling. We got some really high-grade intersections at Castlemaine, and that actually attracted Eric Sprott, the chairman of Kirkland Lake, or was chairman up until recently. And so he and another Canadian company called Novo Resources both took a strategic investment in Kalamazoo just at the start of this year. And that, again, has just highlighted, I guess, the interest from North America into the Victorian goldfields, which is really now going through another gold rush, which is great to see after 150 years.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. It's been a long time between drinks, but there is still gold in them hills. Talk to us about the Pilbara opportunity, because it's my understanding you've taken this paid for it, but got it from Northern Star. They will still receive royalties when things hopefully come to fruition. So yeah, status update on that area and why you think that the prospects are so good there.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the Pilbara, look, Kalamazoo started 10 years ago. We were a private company, and we've been exploring in that area for a long time until we listed on the ASX about 3 years ago. So we've always had an interest in the Pilbara, and we've got a couple of really exciting projects there. One called the Sisters Project, which is a long strike from what's now considered to be another world-class discovery called the Hemi discovery by a company called De Grey. But so we've had this background with the Pilbara, and we've always kept our eyes focused on it. And then just a couple of weeks ago, it was announced we purchased a major gold resource from Northern Star, which is Australia's second largest gold mining company. And this project, is not considered tier 1 by Northern Star, but it's still a major resource, about 1.6 million ounces at about 2.5 grams. And so, it's transformational for us. It enables us now to look to see if we can, again, further expand that resource, grow it maybe north of 2 million ounces, but then looked at development strategies for it as well, and potentially turn that into another major mine over the coming years.
Luke, just one quick one to go and end off. Your Victorian assets, have they been impacted by what's going on with the coronavirus down in Victoria?
Yeah, look, I guess fortunately for Australia is that our mining industry has been considered to be an essential industry. So we're still operating, but we have 2 very distinct exploration teams. We have our Victorian team and our Western Australian exploration team. COVID-19 certainly is having an impact, and there's certainly protocols we have to deal with. But probably the most important thing is that we've got to make sure our people are safe. But also at the government level, they're having to now take a little bit longer in regard to permitting and approvals. So look, there has been a little bit of a slowdown, but fortunately for us, over the last 6 months, we've done a lot of groundwork, which has enabled us to develop our drill programs, and this work now just feeds into our drill programs, which will commence hopefully once COVID-19 goes through the system a little bit further.
Okay, we lied. One more quick one from me, Luke. You mentioned Eric's brought the investment that's come through from the Canadian listed company as well, about $8 million. I mean, the reality is this costs money, and it's a long time between you see a return, or shareholders could potentially see a return. So what's the next major milestone that shareholders can look forward to, on the books, and when do you think they might see a return?
Yeah, of course. So look, I guess our share price has actually moved quite significantly in the last 18 months. I think from about 10 cents to now 80 cents. So we've got a market cap now of north of $100 million, and we're well funded. We've got about $12 million of cash and receivables in the bank, and now that Eric Sprott and Novo Resources have joined as cornerstone or strategic investors, we're very well funded. But obviously, shareholders want to see results, and results usually come at the consequence of the drill bit, as they say. So we've got to be continuing to drill. We'll be drilling at the Sisters project in the Pilbara, in the Ashburton over the next couple of months and towards the end of this year to see if we can expand that resource. And then obviously, concurrently look at some development plans. But then, of course, in Victoria, subject, of course, to COVID-19, we'll be looking to drill both at Castlemaine and at South Muckleford, and again, look to see if we can find another world-class resource, something similar to Fosterville.
Okay.
Luke Reinehr from Kalamazoo Resources, thanks for joining us on the program, and enjoy the rest of your day.